few years ago, I was at a dentist appointment. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't really enjoy going to the dentist. There's something unsettling about lying back in a chair while someone shines a light in your face and asks you questions you can't answer because their hands are inside your mouth. The worst part, you don't even know if something's wrong usually. If your knee hurts, you know it. If you pull a muscle, you know it. But your teeth, you just sit there wondering, do I have a cavity? Am I about to hear bad news? It's just a mystery. And if something goes wrong, there's a drill in your mouth, there's smoke, and you don't really have any control. I'm not a fan. So one day I'm there for a cleaning, making small talk with the hygienist to avoid the awkward silence. We get on the topic of flossing, and she decides today is the day when she's going to teach me everything there is to know about proper flossing. She pulls out this long strand of floss, wraps it around one finger, and then wraps it around the other, and prepares for a full demonstration, like I'm in elementary school. And I stop her. And I said, hey, can I just be honest with you? I'm never going to do that. Like, not ever, not once, never again in my life will I do what you're doing right now. And she just kind of froze. I went on to explain that I use those little plastic floss picks, the little plackers, and I use one at night, and that's it. Like, that's as far as I've gotten in the flossing adventures. So I asked her, am I completely fooling myself, or is that ever going to be close to be good enough? She paused for a second. Then she said something that changed the way I think about habits forever. And she said, I use plackers too. I blinked. She said, I use traditional floss for a deep clean at night, but during the day, I use plackers. I keep them everywhere. In my car, in my kitchen, by the table. Because if I'm not going to do it perfectly, I at least want to give myself a fighting chance. Give myself a fighting chance. She told me she flosses in her car all the time. Before she even starts the engine, after meals where she's coming back from somewhere, between errands. And I thought, that's kind of genius. So I tried it. I bought a small glass jar and I filled it with floss picks, plackers, and I put it in my car. Now every time I get in my car to go to the gym, to work, to meet a friend, I grab one. I floss while I drive. Some days I floss 3, maybe 6 times. Is it textbook perfect? No. Is it 100% the right way? Not even close. But here's what happened. The plaque buildup that I usually have when I go to the dentist, it dropped dramatically. My cleanings got easier. My cavities, especially the ones in between my teeth, they're almost non-existent. Why? Because 60% done 5 times a day beats 100% done once, when once never actually happens. And that's the real lesson. So many of us don't struggle because we don't know the right way to do something. We struggle because the perfect way doesn't fit our lives at all. Or we're just stubborn or lazy or don't care. We don't work out because we think it has to be an hour at the gym. We don't read because we think it has to be 30 uninterrupted minutes. We don't meditate because it has to be silent, cross-legged, and candles lit. But what if the goal isn't perfect? What if the goal is progress? What if instead of asking, what's the ideal system, we asked, what system would give me a fighting chance? Maybe you hate budgeting spreadsheets, so you simply use an app and check it once a day. Maybe you'll never meal prep on Sundays, but you could at least keep healthy snacks in your car. Maybe you'll never journal for 20 minutes a day, but you probably could write 3 sentences down before you go to bed. The key isn't perfection. It's convenience. It's accessibility. It's building the habit into places you already go. You see, that hygienist, she didn't try to shame me into doing it the right way. She met me where I was. She built a system around what I was actually willing to do. And that's the shift. Instead of asking, why can't I be more disciplined? Ask this, how can I make this a little bit easier? Instead of forcing the textbook solution, design one that fits your real life. Because here's the truth. Something is better than nothing. And something done consistently is powerful. I'm still not a perfect flosser, but I am someone who gave themselves a fighting chance. So here's my challenge to you. Find the thing you've been avoiding because you won't or can't do it perfectly. And then ask yourself this. What does the 50% version of this look like? What is the convenient version? What is the version I would actually do? Put it in your car, put it in your desk, put it in your routine, and give yourself a fighting chance. Your future self, maybe even your dentist, will thank you.